you're embracing crypto, very different from the previous administration. Strategic Petroleum Reserve like for crypto?
Yeah, I think so. We're going to do something great with crypto because we don't want China or anybody else, and not just China, but others are embracing it, and we want to be the head. We're going to be ahead of AI. We're going to be way ahead of AI, and we've got to produce tremendous amounts of electricity. You know that it's unbelievable when you think that we need more than twice what we already have. If you think that's pretty for a specific industry, but we'll be able to do it. We have Lee Zeldin in charge of the environment. He's going to be giving us very strong approvals, I think, and he's going to make sure everything's good and clean and proper, but he's going to give us very fast approvals.
So not only is Trump embracing crypto, but what is the secret hidden connection between the bearable guy's photo right here with Trump ringing the bell today at the New York Stock Exchange? What is the hidden connection between this secret handshake right here and this photo that XRP riddlers like us have been decoding over the past few years? Well, in this video, we're going to discuss it because 5 days ago, something really powerful just happened that's connecting the Notre Dame Cathedral, Quasimodo, the King of Fools, The Economist talking about a new world currency, Stellar XLM's new logo, Brad Garlinghouse and the rocket ship signaling that it is time to lock the F in, and what is about to happen leading into Christmas as we gear up over the next 2 weeks with stablecoin regulation coming to the market, Ripple launching RLUSD, and some clips from Brad Garlinghouse, the Bitcoin to the US dollar price chart, and what this means for the total altcoin market and the most likely move in the scenario for the short term, the midterm, and the long term, and how this will affect the XRP to the US dollar price chart, XRP to the Bitcoin price chart, my expectations to be ready for in the short term, and also some top altcoin picks to help you make the most amount of money possible the rest of this bull run. There still is plenty of opportunity left. So if you're feeling bullish, comment 777. If you're feeling blessed, comment 777. And as always, if you're going to become the first millionaire in your family tree, confirm it by tapping the subscribe button. Let's run it. All right, bull runners, welcome back to the channel. So with Bitcoin sitting right around $100,000, the next move for the altcoin market is going to happen with Bitcoin. So I'm going to talk about the Bitcoin to the US dollar price chart and where we are in comparison to the past. But first, let's discuss what's going on here, because everyone knows that Donald Trump is supporting the crypto market. Now, if you're not paying attention to this, January 20th, he's going to be sworn in as the president for the next 4 years, because with Trump being bullish on crypto, well, that's going to affect the markets because he's going to start ushering in pro-crypto rules, pro-crypto regulation, pro-crypto, people that are going to be in his cabinet, in the House, in the Senate, and we're seeing it happen slowly but surely. Now, another thing that we need to look at and connect the dots here is between this account right here and what this has to do with Trump, what this has to do with XRP, and what all this means, because Bearable Guy 123, 98,000 followers. I've covered this in a previous video, and you guys have probably seen this all over Twitter as well too, with these cartoon photos signaling something that people have to decode, and it's multiple things in one because everything's connected together. And so we've decoded some of this in previous videos and we've talked about this, but every single Christmas, the night before, December 24th, or like the day before, he posts up stuff like this, like December 24th, 2022. So we have a couple weeks left potentially before this account becomes active again and posts another photo, because as you can see, the last thing that was posted was May 20th saying patience and perseverance have a magical effect before which difficulties disappear and obstacles vanish. Now, we all know that the difficulties for Ripple and XRP are starting to go away with Gary Gensler stepping down January 20th, Trump's getting sworn in, Bitcoin breaching above $100,000, us going into this 4-year market cycle as we pass all-time highs, altcoins breaking out as well too. I don't think this is coincidence here, guys. There is somebody behind this account that is trying to tell us something. Now, we still don't know who it is, whether it's Trump, Brad Garlinghouse, a Freemason, someone in the Skull and Bones, some insider, or some Looney Tune, homeless person on the street with a Wi-Fi connection just posting these random photos yet. But what we can do is we can look at these and we can decode them and talk about some key things. This is the main photo that we want to look at right here, okay? Because of what is happening here in the upper right-hand corner, this arm right here with a suit on, you can see the buttons on the suit right here ringing a bell with purple, yellow, and green right here under the bell. Now under the picture, you can also see the sails right here of purple, yellow, and green. Now I'll get to where we've seen those colors before, but the main thing to notice is Trump just recently rung the bell. It says, where we go one, we go all. But what's even more interesting is the subtleties here. And that's why people are preluding to this account being run by some insider here, because look at the arm on the jacket. There's a button missing. Now the button, where is it? It's all the way down here on the floor by the rug. Now, if you notice in this picture right here on Time Magazine for the New York Stock Exchange where Trump is shaking this guy's hands, on the suit, notice how the button is missing from Trump's suit. And it's interesting that Trump's ringing the bell today at the New York Stock Exchange when just 5 days ago he attended the reopening of the Notre Dame Cathedral, where they rang the most famous bell, the Emmanuel, for the first time since the 2019 fire to signify Notre Dame rising out of the ashes like a phoenix. So is Trump ringing the bell today to symbolize his rise from the ashes or something else rising from the ashes? Listen to this.
The famous cathedral rising from the ashes of that tragic fire.
This is Out of the Ashes, the comeback of Notre Dame.
When we put the rooster and the cross in place, I felt that a wound had been closed.
And not to mention the king in Bearable Guy's greenhouse riddle looks exactly like the hunchback of Notre Dame, the red-haired, green-eyed, black left-eyed king of fools, Quasimodo. Look in this image right here, the greenhouse photo, where you can see the knight guarding the door and the king right here with his broken crown on with the black eye, green eyes, trying to get into the greenhouse. And then right here in this image, you can see the black eye, red hair, green eyes, and him wearing a crown right here.
You speak of justice, yet you are cruel to those most in need of your help.
Silence!
Justice!
Now what's also interesting is in this same greenhouse photo, in the upper left, you can see Santa with the reindeers up in the sky. And we see also right here, the same arm with the suit, but another button missing. So there's still some missing pieces to the riddle, potentially signifying with this hourglass that it's not exactly time yet, but look at the colors. We see purple, green, and yellow in the hourglass as well. And in that Notre Dame video, it talks about a phoenix rising from the ashes. Now, in 1988, we talked about this book by The Economist, talking about get ready for a world currency, and on it we see the exact same logo on the 10 Phoenix, in 2018, symbolizing, Stellar's logo. But if we go to Stellar's website, they announced their new Stellar logo back in 2019. It used to be a cartoonish rocket right here, and when we scroll down in here, they wanted the new logo to be a nod to Stellar's past, which was a more playful space exploration type logo. But their new logo, they also in the future, when Stellar is a global monetary standard, not if, when Stellar is a global monetary standard, the logo will need to work in line, so you can type in a sentence when you do, like the dollar, the euro, the pound, the yen, etc. They wanted the logo to be like a new currency. So their initial exploration led us to a series of circles with strikes through them. The first one right here with this circle with the dash through it was identical. It was the exact same logo as what's on this phoenix right here in The Economist. They said rounds seem friendly and planetary, not to mention coin-like. So for many iterations, they played with the negative space and the stroke weight. They rotated the logo around, and they thought where one line is good, two lines are even better. So without further ado, they came out with this logo. Now, it's got the resonance with their S, and also they said it's got a hint of Saturn in there. Now, what other company hints at Saturn? BlackRock. And it can work and copy as a currency logo like this, where you can see 1,000 euro, 1,000 yen, $1,000, 1,000 XLM. Now also, if we scroll all the way down here, this is on stellar.org on their official website. They also devised a new color palette for Stellar's brand colors, something warmer and less predictably financial than the current blue and gray. And what did they come up with? Yellow, purple, and green. And then there's orange in there as well too. So my question for you is this: is it just a coincidence that Trump ringing the New York Stock Exchange bell, shaking that guy's hand, missing a button on his sleeve? In the same image right here, we can see on the bell we have purple, yellow, green on the image in the backdrop with the ship leaving the dark, stormy days, heading to a brighter future with yellow, purple, and green on the sails. With a knight sitting at the table right here, the same knight that is defending the door in the greenhouse, while the bear waters the sunflower pot. That is the same knight sitting in a rocket ship heading to the moon on the other Christmas photo posted by Bearable Guy. And then Ripple tweets out, "Lock in," with Brad Garlinghouse in a suit in a rocket ship, right after the 60 Minutes hit piece comes out on Ripple crashing the price of XRP. And what was it, like a day or two later, Brad Garlinghouse comes out and he announced, "This just in, we have final approval from the New York Department of Financial Services for RLUSD, the exact same state that Trump just rung the New York Stock Exchange bell." So their exchange partners will be live soon, and when it's live, they'll hear it from Ripple first. Now, interestingly enough, when we look right here, starting December 13th, tomorrow, Coinbase will restrict European users from trading stablecoins like USDT, GUSD, GYEN, DAI, Paxos, and PYUSD, I think that's PayPal stablecoin, that don't comply with MiCA regulations. In my video yesterday, I warned you guys about this. Only MiCA compliant USDC will remain available. So only the compliant stablecoins will survive the stablecoin crypto regulation that's coming. And all of this is happening right before Christmas, while this riddle is posted literally with a Christmas tree right behind the bear in front of a fire right here with green, purple, and yellow stockings above the fire. Now also you can see what looks like a judge's gavel right here, or a mallet with the Ripple logo on it as well too. And on one of the books it says XRP, baby. So I don't know. You guys can write this off all you want and say it's just a conspiracy theory and that no, crypto is all about facts. Well, who is Satoshi Nakamoto? The entire industry is based on a mystery. The entire existence of Bitcoin and what Michael Saylor is dumping billions of dollars into is into something that he doesn't even know, or maybe he does, he just can't tell anybody who the creator of Bitcoin is. Well, in my opinion, XRP is the final product. It's faster, it's more cost effective. Ripple's made more partnerships with central banks to actually use their technology, the XRP ledger. The ISO standard is going live March of 2025 within the United States, and it's going to be fully functional globally by November of 2025. That's less than 1 year from right now. The European Union, through their MiCA regulations, are starting to ban uncompliant stablecoins. That is going to cause a flood of liquidity to flow into RLUSD when it starts listing on all these exchanges, which is going to positively impact XRP. Listen to this.
Digital assets broadly are in a position to be more useful than gold as a value transfer and a value store. And I think Ripple has benefited really for two reasons to not have seen XRP have XRP as a more stable digital asset. One is, I think we're really solving a real world use case. It's not just about speculators. It's not just about Ethereum has kind of run up on something called ICOs, or initial coin offerings, that there's some regulatory concerns about that. And I think the second thing that has driven it is, I think there really has been a lot of drama about some of the other digital assets. Bitcoin has kind of had a civil war within the Bitcoin community about what the future of the technology looks like. Even within the Ethereum community, you're talking about an asset, or the technology only allows about 16 transactions per second. When we think about what we're doing at Ripple and around payments, we're thinking about thousands and thousands of transactions per second.
And when we look right here at the XRP transactions versus Solana, currently XRP is doing more transactions than Ethereum, Solana, and Bitcoin combined. You can see XRP, the US dollar, compared to all three of these and how much is rolling through. Crypto.com, Upbit, BitTrue, all of these different exchanges are just flying. So you can see 600,000 plus in the last minute, compared to 1,000 something like that for all three of Ethereum, Solana, and Bitcoin. That's absolutely insane. Now, when we look at the Bitcoin to the US dollar price chart and see what's going to happen next for Bitcoin, the most likely case scenario in the short term, the midterm, and the long term, we're looking on the macro view. So we're like in the helicopter right now, looking at the daily chart compared to the past. Look at the past of what happened right here from 2019 until 2020 during this long consolidation period and COVID that hit, that dropped the price all the way down here. Well, we just got done with this long, grueling, boring 6-month consolidation period that is very similar to the past. And now that we're breaking out, it's very similar to what happened to Bitcoin during this stage right here on the left-hand side where Bitcoin started to move up quick and then consolidate briefly, forming higher lows and higher highs, and then move up quick, consolidate, form little falling wedge triangle patterns right here to the upside. So for example, if we just look on the right-hand side of the screen and we compare back to the past, where we are, in my opinion, in the market cycle is we're going through a phase just like this or like this before the next leg up in the market. So because we're seeing higher highs get put in here and higher lows, I would just expect Bitcoin to trade inside of this bullish channel right here. Even if we come back down to this ascending support, we could bounce off of it and consolidate within this channel until we see a major move for Bitcoin above $100,000 and for it to push to the upper echelon of this ascending resistance right here, maybe extend above it and then form some type of deeper pullback for Bitcoin as we lead into Inauguration Day for Trump. I would expect something like this to take place. And then what I would expect to happen is something similar to what we saw on the left-hand side of the screen with this pullback right here. Now, it's not going to look the exact same, but this was a 30% pullback, which is extremely normal, especially if we see explosive back-to-back daily or even weekly green candles leading into Inauguration Day. So this is what I would expect on the macro to take place for Bitcoin. Now, if we zoom in here and we look at total 3, which is the crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, right now the market cap is at about $1.6 trillion. And so if we do not see total 3 clear this descending resistance right here and hold the 50 SMA, I would expect there to be a back test of this zone all the way down here at about $1 trillion, potentially down to like $970 to $950 billion. And for us to form some type of higher low before continuing the uptrend and breaking out back to the high of the year. And if we bring up the stochastic RSI, we can see some conflicting data here on the hourly chart. For example, when we look at the K line, it's at 12, 12.95, the D line at 11.73, and oversold conditions below 20. But when we look at the MACD line, we also just saw a bearish cross take place where the MACD line crossed below the signal line. So what we want to look for to see a decisive move in the market is confluence. For example, I would want to see a bullish cross taking place below 0 on the histogram. And simultaneously, I would want to see a bullish cross on the stochastic RSI below 20. But because we're witnessing two opposite things happening here, and also we just got rejected from the 200 moving average, the most likely case scenario, in my opinion, is for us to come back down within this support zone to shake everybody out in the short term, spook the entire market, bring us back down to about $1 trillion, potentially a little bit lower. This is why we want to stack up multiple indicators and look at them. For example, if we look at the stochastic RSI and where the MACD was at when we were roughly around $1 trillion on that breakdown right there, well, you can see that the stochastic RSI was forming a bullish cross right here all the way down below 20. However, the MACD line shortly after that continued to the downside all the way even lower than that to form a bullish cross all the way down here when the market dipped even further and wicked all the way down to $960 billion. And then we attempted a recovery on out of here, got rejected from the $1 trillion level and formed another low all the way down here. Given the stochastic RSI enough time to roll up above 80, see a bearish cross, and then a higher low for a bullish cross above 20 right here, while also we were forming a lower low on the price chart. So what this is a strong bullish divergence, which is also a reversal signal, because right here at the top, you can see the price making a lower low, the oscillator or the indicator in this case making a higher low, which if I just clear everything on the chart right here, on the price chart, you can see at 962 billion. And then also by the 10th of December, you can see a lower high on the price chart. Even if we connected it to this wick all the way down here, it's still a lower low. And if we were to connect the stochastic RSI, where the K line and the D line were at, all the way down here at like 2.6, with that low, it was a higher low. And so this signified a reversal was coming in the market. And sure enough, look what happened. We went all the way up here back to the 200 moving average. We broke above it. We tried to hold it as support, but we just failed it. Now we're coming back down to test the 50 moving average. So if we do not see a bounce and a break of the 200 again, a likely scenario for the market is to consolidate at this level right here, and then to see some type of flash liquidation event. Because we're still in a downtrend right here for the MACD, experiencing a bearish cross, or we see the market cap for total 3 bounce bounce off of the 50 moving average, attempt to make a recovery, while the stochastic RSI forms a bullish cross, comes all the way up here, potentially closer to 50 to fake everybody out, and then another crash back down to the downside for a liquidation event to put in a higher low from the 10th of December's liquidation event right here, while simultaneously the MACD puts in a higher low from this bullish cross all the way down here on the 10th of December to rebound off of to eventually break on out of here, leading into Christmas time. This is what I would expect because everyone else is expecting for us to just break out and go into all-time highs right now. Now, this would be awesome if we just broke out and we just started breaching above the previous high from earlier in December for total 3. But if we were to see it play out the way that I just described for you, with the price trying to hold on for dear life at the 50 moving average right now, consolidating for a bit and then breaking down in a very quick liquidation event, we could still technically see a lower low on the price chart, an even deeper liquidation event and a bounce all the way down here, as long as we form a higher low on the MACD and a bullish cross to reverse to the upside with that price bounce because of how low we formed the bullish cross all the way down here on the 10th of December. And if we did something like this would be a lower low on the price chart, a higher low on the MACD, which again, if we bring up the types of divergences here, you guys can see lower low on the price chart, higher low on the key indicator. This would be a strong bullish divergence, which is a reversal pattern. So I'm not too worried about that taking place because that would just be a better opportunity to accumulate the dip. So what does this mean for XRP? Well, if we look at XRP, we can see some things happening here that are conflicting on these key indicators. For example, we can see a bearish cross took place right here on the MACD above the 0 line. And so we are in a downtrend right now. Momentum is in favor of the bears. Also, we can see that the K line is at 23, the D line is at 20. So we attempted a bullish cross. Now this would need to close on the hourly chart right here, and we would need to see a breakout on the stochastic RSI. We also would need to see XRP break above this descending resistance and to have a decisive close above it on the hourly to look like this to hold it as support for the price to go up if Bitcoin breaks out. So Bitcoin would need to break out for this to take place, and Bitcoin would need to go, in my opinion, back into price discovery again for this to happen. Otherwise, the most likely case scenario for XRP as we sit at this 200 moving average and 50 moving average attempting to make another cross right here is for XRP to consolidate for a little bit at this descending resistance, and then for there to be a flash liquidation event down within this zone right here, potentially a little bit lower to wick below it and then come back up to consolidate at this resistance to form a higher low on the price chart as XRP would coil up within this triangle pattern right here. So for me, I did close out my longs for XRP at $2.40 until I see more confluence of a bullish breakout. For example, I would like to see multiple bullish things happen at the same time to give me several key different confluence points to look at to confirm that a move to the upside is the most likely. For example, what I would want to see is a break and a close of a key resistance level. So because we've been rejected multiple times from this descending resistance, we just got rejected from it again. We cannot hold the 200 SMA as support. We're now breaking below the 200, breaking below the 50 as well too, sitting at $2 and roughly 35 cents. We didn't see the price clear and hold this descending resistance as support to see something like this happen, giving us a launch pad to move off of. Instead, we are breaking below it. Simultaneously, on the MACD, we saw a bearish cross happen all the way up here where the MACD line crossed below the signal line. We are in a downtrend right now on the MACD on the hourly chart. And the stochastic RSI, even though we did see a bullish cross on the stochastic RSI all the way down here, and we're attempting to break above on the hourly the 20 line for the D line, we're at 20.32. So we are technically above it, but I think this is a fake out because only one bullish indicator is happening right now, and we have way more bearish indicators for the price to see some type of consolidation right here and a liquidation event to the downside take place. And so for me, I'm going to be watching previous levels of support to see if they hold. For example, if we draw all the way back here from the 2nd of December and we just connect it right here to these multiple points that the price rebounded off of, we can see it wick off of it right here, wick off of the support zone right here, wick off of it right here, bounce off of it right here, and then fall below it, come back, get rejected from it, final shakeout event down here, reclaim it. This would be a very strong support zone right here. So we either bounce from it, hold it as support and respect the support, or we liquidate below it, flash crash down here, and that wick gets bought up very fast, and we do a similar recovery pattern, very similar to what we saw right here. And then the real question is if that's just going to be a higher low on the price chart, or do we have to come back down here? And let me clear these indicators right here so you guys can see this. Do we have to come all the way back down here to the 22nd of November and back test this zone to see a much deeper liquidation event happen in the market and consolidation before we finally break out for XRP? Well, when we look at the XRP to the Bitcoin price chart, we can see some similarities here as well too. In my previous video, I talked about how we are going to range sideways and chop or see a sell-off for XRP compared to Bitcoin, with Bitcoin outperforming XRP after XRP has just outperformed Bitcoin with that massive rally up. So we can see the same chart similar with this descending resistance, this zone of support right here, where I would expect the price for the XRP, the Bitcoin price chart, to fall within right here and consolidate for a little bit as the next zone of support to do something like this. Unless we just break this resistance, hold it as support over the next several hours, definitely watch this chart because of the amount of time it takes me to research, record these videos, upload them. By the time you're watching this, this chart's going to look completely different. So if you see something like this take place on the chart, word to the wise here is this is very, very bullish because this would act as a launch pad for the next move up for XRP. But if you do not see this descending resistance close and simultaneously you don't see XRP to the Bitcoin price chart break this level right here, then the most likely scenario is a rejection to the downside and to see some type of liquidation event for XRP to the Bitcoin price chart and XRP to the US dollar price chart. Now, how deep that dip goes, it depends. Nobody knows. But what you can do to make money, regardless of whether that happens or not, is join Altcoin Pro University, and you'll see what our research team is diversifying into in the markets that has a high likelihood of doing very, very well based on narratives that have already done very well, like artificial intelligence, real world assets, DePIN, gaming projects. You can join over 900 members right now. And if you guys want to see what our top altcoin picks are to create a very successful diversification strategy, then listen to this.
Our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny, and since then it rallied to over $1 and is currently still up over 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. Our team called Pendle at only a $16 million market cap, or 16 cents, back on February 18th of 2023, all the way back here, and since then it's rallied up over 4,000%. That's a 40x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $40,000. Our team also called BitTensor Tau September 15th, 2022, before the token was ever even launched. And since then, Tau has rallied over 2,000%. That's a 20x. Our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. And the bull run is just getting started. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called Sui, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University through the link below. And although we make no guarantees because crypto is definitely risky, guys, this is only $97 a month or $970 a year. If you want to save $194, getting 2 months for free and unlock some exclusive bonuses, just go through the link in the description below, get in right now, watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers to help you become the first millionaire in your family tree, if that's a goal of yours, our goal is to help 1,000 members set their portfolio up for life this month. And you can get started through the link in the description below right now, or you can go to bullrunners.com to take advantage of the bonuses we're giving you before they expire. Everyone is loving the community. They're loving the education. They're getting access to real-time altcoin picks first before we ever make videos about them. So click the link in the description below, watch the video, and I'll see you on the inside.